is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm
Oh,
married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 1,
Hello.
92.
Oh my God, are we close to 200 or what?
Yeah. If everything aligns properly, which I think it should, I could be wrong on my. Well, this week kind of threw it all off.
Yes.
But if we time it
We
properly,
had to wait to talk about Daredevil.
episode.
200.
If everything keeps going as planned, because we're still doing it, but we didn't skip a week. So I'm saying, like, we're still doing it weekly. So if everything maps out, it would be like April 21st would probably be episode 200. But that's if we come out. Well, I don't know, because Andor's coming out. And that's going to mess up everything, too, in terms of recording.
Well, hang
We're
on.
overthinking it.
When we had, and we'll talk about this off the air, but what we were talking about off the air before we got on the air was collector's items types of things. And we were talking about collector's cups.
Well, because you were...
And I have a...
Oh, no, go back.
mm.
Start it over. Because you were talking, and I want to specifically talk about
That's
this.
fine. I'm Tyler.
I'm Jake. This is Off Panel.
Off topic.
I was saying, like, it's crazy about, like, these, like, tie-ins that happen with movies coming out. And I remember when Iron Man, first Iron Man comes out, it's huge, everything happens, MCU's, that's the beginning.
Yep.
Iron Man 2's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They pushed
So hard.
so hard with AC/DC being involved.
So hard.
So I'll tell your story, and I'll jump on that because I'll do you even one better on top of that.
So I was still drinking at this point, and I had no. This
I'm
is
not gonna top that.
No, this is important because I still, to a degree, do this, but for different reasons. At that point, when I got money, as soon as my bills were paid, I spent it as soon as I got it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would do it to the point where I wouldn't maybe get my bills paid. But I would buy stupid shit like a fucking I think it was $30, which back then was not cheap.
Yeah.
You know, it's not cheap, period, but it was like the Ultra Maxi Digi Collection CD, like double fucking fisted, you know, fucking. It was like
Keep in mind-
it was a digibook, and there was a big fucking heavy book with like one disc in the way back, and then it was
Yeah.
like a giant booklet of like, hey, here's. And you couldn't open it and look at it. You had to buy it and then get it home and open it and look at it. And when you got it home, because it said clearly like special deluxe edition AC/DC blah 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 special, you know, stuff. And this is
You
back,
can't even like look at this until you open it. Like when you buy it.
It said
says it on
like
the
it
label.
said like special behind the scenes
yeah.
like sneak peek at the new movie. You know,
Yeah.
so you're like shit.
So this is hyping up Iron Man 2.
So I'm hungover as fuck, and I'm going down to get Chipotle or something like that. And I'm like, I want to get something to, you know, I want to consume as a consumer to wash away this existential dread that I feel every day in this stupid fucking society that we made. So
Yeah,
let
yeah.
me consume something. Oh, here's something that's to my liking. $30. What is it? 40, 50? I don't give a shit. Give it to me. I take it home, and I take my Chipotle home, of course.
Sure.
Maybe it was Jersey Mike's. Does it matter? No. And I get home.
Doesn't me, damn it. Be accurate.
It was food for the hungover. It was food to soak up.
That's why I
whatever.
think it's Chipotle. If you're
Whatever I
hungover,
woke
it's
up
probably
with,
Chipotle.
whatever, it didn't matter. It
Anyway.
was spicy and crappy, and I probably pooped it out. Hey,
Well, you did
What are we
poop it
talking
out,
about?
buddy.
Yeah, you probably did.
Probably. No, you did, man.
Why are we focusing on that part?
Because
So
I need you to know
I
that you
can't.
did shit it out.
you do know how lower intestines work, right? Dumb shit.
You don't just carry Chipotle with you like it's a piece of gum stuck to your.
That's not true either.
I know it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. We were told that when we were kids. Like, don't swallow gum. Like, why not? Like,
Because you're as a
it'll-
kid.
It'll make your butthole close up.
Because as a kid, you're not
You
thinking
get
of like,
gum
oh,
stuck in your butt.
I have stomach acid that digests all this shit. But anyway,
So
you're eating Chipotle.
No, that's not real. So I get home. I buy
No,
it. I buy it because of what it says,
Sure.
which is bullshit. Because when I get it home, I look it open. I open it and I'm looking at it, it's all shit that I've already seen in magazines or on TV or whatever. It's nothing new, and none of the songs from AC/DC are new either. However, this is why it is an important collection or important part of my music buying collection over the years.
Sure.
I was still very much, I was on my way to respecting Bon Scott and listening to more Bon Scott era AC/DC. But at that stage in my life, I was very much a Brian Johnson AC/DC guy.
Okay.
That's what I grew up with. By the time I knew anything about AC/DC, Bon Scott was long dead. You know what I mean? So, okay. A
Sure.
lot of the songs on Iron Man 2 soundtrack are Bon Scott fucking classics, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And let me tell you, as somebody who was heavily drinking and doing a lot of drugs at the time, those songs were fucking awesome. So it was worth it over in the long run, but at the time I was just like,
nothing
fuck
new.
you. I spent whatever on this. Fuck you. You know, I wanted to take it back. I'm like, this is
Funny
bullshit.
enough, I didn't have that,
Mm.
but I did have the box set, the AC/DC Iron Man 2 little box thing.
Yeah, it was a little.
Which is
a
funny
little
to
book.
think that was even a thing that you could buy
was a
in
little book, right?
2010. Because even in 2010, we had kind of moved into the MP3 era, like MP3
We'd
sharing era.
started to, but physical media was still very much a thing until I'd say
That was right before I just gave my gave my computer cancer.
the
with
first time
LimeWire.
I stopped. The first time I really started
And FrostWire.
considering listening to spot or streaming stuff because it was so much more convenient than physical media was maybe 2015, maybe 16.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But anyway, I said I'd do you one better.
I am behind the
Right.
curve on a lot of shit.
So, growing up, I was always a huge AC/DC fan because my dad was.
Yeah, me too.
Like, that's my dad's favorite band.
My
so
uncle had a poster of Highway to Hell that scared the shit out of me when I was like 3 or 4.
the little horns.
Well, my uncle was
Angus?
more like an older cousin. He was
Yeah.
he was the youngest in the family. He was actually a miracle child.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Oopsie.
Like yeah. But so so like when we went over.
Unplanned.
Well, yeah, when we went over
So
to
mean.
when we went over to the house or whatever, he still lived in the house when we visited Grandma and Grandpa. So he had the room at the top of the stairs, and he had Atari, and he was always playing cool music, and he had all these posters on his walls of like all these bands.
Yeah.
And our other cousins down the way in Drayton, North Dakota, they all had like Ozzy posters and shit, and like that's how like, and that's when I was like 3 or 4 or 5 years old, 5, 6 years old, and because I loved these, you know what I mean? Because I was like, I looked up to these people. Of course, when you're that age, most of the adults that
Yeah.
regardless of what they're like, you're generally like, hey, those.
There's some sort of mentoring feeling in there.
Yeah. I mean, definitely my cousins and then my uncle too. Like we all kind of hung out. They were all friends and they hung out and probably smoked weed together. I'm sure. I don't know if you could find weed in North Dakota at the time, but they all hung out and stuff, and they were all cool.
From
They all
Canada.
listened, probably drank PBR and whatever, And so you kind of felt like, oh, I'm cool. They're letting me hang out while they watch a Mel Brooks movie. Because I'm not supposed to. I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to watch a Mel Brooks movie because I'm 5 or 6.
Well, I also had the same.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, you just steamroll me.
Yep, do you just fucking
Dick.
walk all over your goddamn story because mine is more better.
Well, my dad was a super fan, and we had so much so that we even had the fucking DVD set.
So which one? 'Cause there's
Family
like a million
Jewels.
of them. Okay,
Is what it was called, Family Jewels. Which
the one I'm thinking of
growing
is
up, I
not
didn't-
that one.
as I got older, I realized, wow, they're really just always singing about dicks and fucking.
So
Because, like, Family Jewels, and then
is this a tour video?
it's just a compilation
Okay.
of like live performances, music videos, and all that shit. So anyway,
From both eras?
yeah,
Okay.
there's literally a disc for Bon and a disc for Brian,
That's
which is
cool.
really fucking cool.
That's cool, yeah.
But anyway, so we were so we had that, and then which is same thing. I was like, this isn't anything new because AC/DC had a problem with constantly putting multiple songs on different albums.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
Well, if
it
you
must
look
have
at
been
their
like how it was
if
released
you look at
or
their
whatever.
catalog, a lot of it's because of I think Decca.
Licensing or probably.
Decca was their record company, and they were Australian, and they had to go through, or Decca was the American distributor. Whatever.
Not important
Point. Yeah.
to this. But
They have
I
like
would love to have
47 albums in the 70s
Yeah.
and like 29 original songs between them.
So we get all that, but I'm pretty sure we bought a different pack. So we got like the CD thing, not like the booklet thing that you were talking about, but a T-shirt, and not just any old
I
T-shirt.
think there was
I am so upset
I want to say
that
there was
I
a
never
DVD in there
kept this,
too.
Tyler, because I wish
Yeah.
I did, because it's so stupid.
Oh, of course.
And I wish
yeah,
I still
yeah,
had this shirt.
Yeah.
It was, I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was just War Machine. Could have been Iron Man and War Machine, but I'm pretty sure it was just War Machine, which was a big deal because he was going to be in this one. But it's just him, and I don't remember if it said like it's him flying and some other shit and him just standing there. And then I can't remember. It might have said "Shoot to Thrill" on it. I don't know if it did or not. But it definitely had AC/DC underneath it, like real big. And I'm like, even at that time, I'm like, this is stupid, but I like this shirt. And I'm like, I wish I would have kept it. I still have a Van Halen T-shirt from like high school.
Well,
That still
dude,
fits.
you
but-
can get Van Halen T-shirts for like 3-year-olds.
No, I'm just saying I wish I kept that shirt because it's such a bizarre thing to have.
Strange to me.
Because of how much they tied AC/DC to that
mhm.
movie. Because they
Yeah.
were like, all right, if we're going to pay for that fucking license for all these AC/DC songs.
We're gonna fucking go into it.
And,
we're gonna
AC/DC
lean
was
into
on the other side being like, we're going to take a chunk
Sure.
of this fucking movie's
Sure,
marketing.
sure.
So let's make a deal.
Yeah, it was.
And
it
get your
was,
bag.
It was two sharks feeding on each other,
Get your bag.
and we got so much crap out of it
Speaking of Marvel,
because it was a crappy movie.
but not crap. Hey. Oh, dude. Time out.
Mickey Rourke
No, no,
gets
no,
a
no.
bad fucking rap for that movie.
Compare. Time out. Compare.
Sam Rockwell was a revelation.
Tyler,
What?
you've used this argument before because you're a genius. Yeah, it's smart, baby.
Smat.
Baron, Bubby. Jesus, could you imagine Hans Gruber and Christopher Walken? Hans, Bubby. I don't care. Points lost. But it not.
We can discuss suits
You could
all
take,
day,
you could
Mr. Takagi.
You could take.
But you're gonna give me the code. What?
I'm just saying you could take Love and Thunder
Uh,
and compare that to Iron Man 2.
yeah.
Like you were talking about. There's hits and misses all over the place, baby. It ain't just post Endgame, but it's a little bit more glaring now. Anyway, not a glaring point, a high point of modern day MCU. Daredevil Born Again is back, baby. Or Daredevil's back, baby, in a new show.
You're
baby.
probably sitting there going, it's Wednesday, and I don't have a fucking new off-panel, off-topic
I'm
episode.
gonna beat
I am gonna
some puppies.
riot. I'm gonna
Equally
Jesus.
violent.
I honestly, if you do that, I kind of don't want
Well, if
you
you're gonna
listening
beat
to our
puppies,
show.
don't listen to our show. You fucking
I really
asshole.
don't. I think you should probably turn yourself into some
It's
sort
just
of
a
authority.
podcast, man.
While there's
Chill
an,
out.
while there's an authority left in this country that gives a shit about beating puppies, because that's where we're headed. You get it?
You dig?
You do. They're about to fucking dismantle the Department of Education. What the fuck? Nothing's fucking. Who gives a shit? Anyway, Daredevil
What a segue.
is back, and now we had a lot of
I love you, buddy. You're trying so hard not to break. I can't help it.
we have
You
a lot.
recently watched season 3,
I
by
think
the way,
we have a lot
right?
of things to say. Yes, and I think that's really good that I got to see it more recently than
Yeah.
probably you did.
I haven't rewatched it.
Now, granted, I watched like the first 2, maybe 3 episodes of Punisher. Didn't really resonate with me.
Yeah. I've
I know,
heard it's
I know,
good.
I
I've
know.
heard it's good.
I thought
I
you
have
said
not
you
ch-
watched it.
I have
Lying
only
motherfucker.
watched like 1 or 2
Lying
episodes.
motherfucker.
Daredevil is the only one that I watched every episode of.
Same.
Because you and I've said it so many times on the show. I love the character. I've always loved the character.
Didn't quite make it through Jessica Jones season 2.
Couldn't do it.
Didn't-
Season 1 is really good.
Super fucking good.
Really good.
So satisfying as an ending. Anyway, point of all this is to say that MCU has welcomed Daredevil back into the fold, including Charlie Cox as Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin, which is awesome because those are just fan favorites and they do their job. They portray those characters so well. It's almost like second skin to them, and it was essential when it was announced that
it was a package.
it was essential. You had to have them both.
You can't
And
recast that role.
at first, there's been a lot of things that have gone behind the scenes about this. Some things that might make the average fan go, oh, is this not going to be any good? Or, alternately, oh, are they just going to try and copy Daredevil Season 3, but in the MCU? But I can tell you this. It is far more... The first 2 episodes we've watched... in my opinion, is far closer to season 1 of Daredevil in that they reference the actual MCU, like Spider character, a guy who runs a spider costume.
I love his voice. I love his...
I don't know.
Dude, Vincent D'Onofrio is...
I'll
never...
To me, he's got the gravitas to... I don't really care about his voice. I get what he's trying to do.
No,
and
I
it's
like
fine.
it. I like his voice.
I know you do.
Because it's fun to impersonate. Vanessa. Because it's
trying to get back my wife. I don't want to lose my wife.
I'm almost dipping into Nixon. That's what's
Dude,
so fun about it.
D'Onofrio is a fucking masterclass in acting all the time.
Yeah.
He's just badass. Everything he's ever done. Go see Full Metal Jacket, motherfucker.
Hey, you know what? Real quick. You know what made me love him? And I've said it on this pod, I think. Men in Black.
Yeah,
He's so good in that.
he's really good. And here's here's why. I think they hit him at the right time, and he's like, yeah, I can get behind the motivation of this character. You know what I mean? Like,
I can play this
because he's such a
human-sized
professional actor. You know,
I am confident enough in my actor that I think I can pull off an alien cockroach inside a skin suit, and he does.
he fucking does. A little bit of makeup, prosthetics.
He is Wilson Fisk. Just like J.K. Simmons, he was so good as J. Jonah.
Yes.
You can never recast.
Yes.
You can't do it with his character. He's just... And same with Charlie Cox, man. He has owned Matt Murdock. Like, I think Ben Affleck gets a lot of shit for that movie.
So I was...
And I think he did okay with what he was doing.
I was Tuesday years old when I realized that Charlie Cox is British.
Really?
I
guess you've never seen any interviews or anything.
I thought I had. But there was
He's a good actor. Of course he's British.
There was a where's the headphones? Is it this thing? Here,
Yeah.
let's turn it down a little bit. There was a because I yell. There was a first look because I was trying to wait, until 8:00 Tuesday night because I wanted to fucking see this shit, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like 7:49.
You were rock hard waiting.
You know it. So it's like 7:49, and I'm on Disney Plus, and it's like, hey, first look, bro.
Look at it. Yeah, I
Hey,
saw that too.
Hey, man, hey, I know you're looking for Daredevil. I don't have that, but I do have a first look. Just come down this alley for a little bit until they open up for what you need, okay? It was totally like a side drug deal. Like, you're on your way to get coke. I'm like, hey, I got a little bit of... You want to puff off this joint for a little bit? Until the coke is available?
Hey, be there, man.
He's not even close to the same drugs at all. In fact, it's kind of counterproductive to do them both at the same time. Anyway...
I calm you down when you
really,
wait for your
you
coke.
really just get normal.
Yeah, you level it out.
You're like, oh, and then you're like, yeah, but because of the you're just like, yeah.
Either way, your heart is like doing an equation in the air, being like, how the fuck do I pump the
I
blood to this
don't
thing?
know how I'm
Anyway.
still working.
Talk about
I'd say that Daredevil is again the first 2 episodes are closer to the season 1. In that those references, as well as the tone, and as well as the fact that there's elements of season 3 definitely. We have Bullseye, Poindexter, Dex. There's
Can I say something? I don't want to interrupt you, but I just thought of something.
But yeah, that's where we're at with these first 2 episodes. I so far,
You and I
and we'll get deeper into the episodes.
That's what I mean.
Please.
You and I texted each other, and we didn't, I didn't want to talk spoilers or anything because I wanted to talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
So all I texted you was him doing like a A-OK sign from like the first season, and that was just me trying to tell you like I really really enjoyed it.
I am.
But you were a little different than me.
I'm ready to go, and what I said was that I'm pleased with the overall product or overall result.
Because I have criticisms of it as well.
What is going on with the fucking CGI fucking swinging shit, dude?
Whoa. I'm just saying. Let me pull up the thing. I don't have it.
When they first show him, and he jumps.
He's looked like that.
No.
He looked like that in She-Hulk when he was just flipping and dipping and ducking and diving. I'm not saying it's good. I agree with you. It doesn't look good, but that's your issue. One of your issues is the CG. Like
yes,
I don't think.
Don't do it. I didn't see it in season 1 very much. I don't want to see it here. That is not an element of that character that I really need to see in the show. Unless you're going to do it right, then fucking don't do it at all.
I do agree. It kind of stands out. There's just a couple of things I thought were edited weird and like put together weird.
How so?
And
like what parts?
So, well, again, it's the same criticisms I have with fucking Brave New World. And this is what sucks about it, is you have to sacrifice your narrative a little to establish where the fuck you are in the timeline. Because Matt's shown up in other shit, and he quit, and then he came back, and then he quit again, and then, okay, so at the end, no, that's what I'm saying. This was the whole theme of season 3. Is him earning the horns back.
Yep.
Never really does, because I think that was supposed to be paid off at the beginning of season 4 or whatever.
Yes.
Goes away. All that stuff happens with Fox or Netflix and the rights coming back to Disney and blah, 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 blah. Here we are now. Meanwhile, Daredevil has shown up in Echo. He's shown up in She-Hulk. Fuck She-Hulk, even. Because my boy Matty knows how to get it down, Matty M. Kingpin shows up in a Hawkeye show, gets shot by an arrow, he's fine. Gets shot in the friggin' face.
Fine.
That never gets resolved.
No, he's fine because he shows up in Echo and got scars.
I got a scream because that is never
but it does,
resolved.
He
just pops up with an eye again.
Yes, but it's referenced that she shot him in the eye. But it's not explained.
No. Sorry. That is one of my big gripes, Tyler. Continue. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
No, it's referenced, but it's never explained how he survived a gunshot to the face.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun. You and I are on the same page.
No, you're fine.
That is one of my criticisms, and that's what I'm saying. Is like so much of this, like some of this dialogue frustrates me because it is so much of like it is a reset.
Right. Well, as longtime viewers, yes, there are going to be these moments where we're frustrated because Feige has said that it's a good jumping on point for anybody. But we are going to further the story of Daredevil. Well, okay. If you're giving me, let's talk about what we're doing here. First things first. New York City as a character and as a city is so fucking huge, and that is why Stan Lee said, "Hey, we don't need to make up Metropolis and Gotham and Coast City and all this shit." No, but there's so many places in New York. It doesn't matter if you draw something and somebody goes, "That's not the way it is." Like, well, in a year it'll be different. Like who gives a shit? It's changing all the time. There's so many places within blocks of each other that are so different from each other that you can logically have something happen in one borough, and there's like 8 heroes in another borough that don't know about it or aren't part of it. Whatever. That's fair.
Metropolis is just New York anyway. You know what I mean?
Fucking mayor of New York City is an international story. International, okay?
Yeah, just the size of that
as
city.
Much as I hate it, you kind of have to fucking have some other heroes show up other than White Tiger. I'm sorry, you do. I don't like it, but if this is what you're doing is we're bringing Daredevil into the MCU, okay, then why? so that he can team up with other heroes? Because that's the big criticism, right? We want to see him with Spider-Man. We want to see him with the Human Torch. Da-da-da. We want to see him with what? We've already seen him with the Punisher. Already seen him
We're
with
gonna see him
Kingpin.
with Punisher again.
Already seen him with Bullseye.
In the show.
Right? Okay. So what are we doing? Are we going, hey, we want one more or two more seasons of these two characters who are way probably getting to the point where they shouldn't be playing these characters at their age? Are we trying to get one more last hurrah from these guys? Or are we legitimately bringing Daredevil into the MCU? And what does that even fucking mean? Because in season 1, it's clear that they live in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about guys with hammers and, right?
Angry green guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's referenced very clearly in season 1 a lot.
They talk about the event, or like
The event,
the Avengers. They mention it directly.
Absolutely, yeah. I was okay because when anybody asked, and Feige wasn't in charge of it, or I don't think he had any control over that, I think. But when he was asked, he was like, well, yeah, I mean, they're street level heroes, so they're not necessarily going to be involved in this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And that was okay, that compromise, okay.
Which is what Spider-Man generally was too, by the way.
Right, but now we have in the MCU, Spider-Man is a cosmic level fucking superhero already.
And he's multiversal now with the Sony.
He's
as
almost
good as those
he's
movies
almost
are.
not even.
Yeah.
He's almost not even City anymore. He's not even Gritty City anymore.
And that's inevitable. When a character is
Sure,
a level of Spider-Man,
fair.
when most people associate with Marvel, they think of Spider-Man, I think. Just like DC, Batman and DC. I've said it multiple times.
But I
on
hate
this
to
show.
say it, and I hate to bring up the point because I love all of this shit. I love seeing it.
Yeah.
I love people portraying these characters that I love, good and bad, because it's still somebody's saying, well, I want to make an effort at it. Even if behind it is corporate greed, somebody during that process is going, I love this character and I want to see it brought to life. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody has to ask the question, what are we fucking doing? No. What are we doing?
No, I agree.
Daredevil are we going to get Daredevil with Spider-Man? No.
I think we are because of the fact that he referenced him. So,
I would say that yes, but is that
they directly referenced him.
What I'm saying is, right, but what I'm saying
and he's
is
his fucking lawyer.
Does that mean
Wait, no, he forgot him. But he never knew he was Spider-Man.
Yeah, he did, I believe.
Well, he probably fucking
It doesn't
He's smart enough to figure it out, but
right. Point is, does that mean does that mean that all of this stuff is filler until we get to the Spider-Man cameo for some you get what I'm getting at, right? Like, what are we really doing? Are we making all these different things so that we can have team-ups later?
yeah.
Are we doing all these things so that we can
I think Daredevil,
I'm just saying
no,
that
I think Daredevil's going to play a role in Secret Wars.
okay.
I think
I'm
it is
sure he
leading to
will.
something.
I think Secret Wars is the one chance after Endgame, because they fucked themselves, to get as many fucking characters into one movie as possible from all different eras of MCU, and then they gotta do a fucking reboot. They kind of have to.
Secret Wars, we've said it a lot on the show that
Yeah.
Secret Wars is going to blow it all up and start over.
But my point is, what is the point of all this?
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I loved the fucking the end credits scene where Superman and Flash are racing. It's so much fun, right? But is that relevant to anything that happened in that movie? Is that ever going to be referenced again? Or is it pure fan service? It is pure fan service. I'm cool with that. I love that shit, right? But what are we really doing? Are we really spending all of this money and all of this time and all of this labor to bring to life a few fan favorite moments in an otherwise empty landscape? And I hate to say this because
Sounds like you hate it, Jesus.
I love these shows and I love these movies, and I'm still going to go. I can't wait for Fantastic Four. Thunderbolts is going to be a lot of fun. And I know that Daredevil season 1 and 2 is going to be great, and whatever else they have coming out, and I'm going to watch it. But at the end of the day...
Yeah, but you could say that about everything, man. You could literally say that about any element of any story ever. You know what I mean?
I'm aware, but I just want it to be said before we move on. Because I've been thinking about it a lot. Like, hey, I love this stuff, and we're still going to talk about it.
Yeah, because I think everything that you said aren't things that I haven't thought myself.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to say the same thing that I am.
I'm
and I
kind of
think
just
you're gonna
being
be
that asshole who's saying it out loud, really. So you don't have to.
Again, I'm not saying it's perfect.
No.
This is not perfect, and
No.
nothing is perfect,
No.
right? It's silly.
The ending of the first episode was weird. What was going on here?
Yeah, and then
What is going on here?
can't remember. Oh, no, I like that. That was cool. It was a very stylistic choice.
You're a douche.
Shut up. Just shut your mouth.
Just shut the fuck up.
First things first. They changed, but
Oh
no. I want to get back around to this because you went on that whole thing with like
I know.
the grand. What does it
Sorry.
mean in like the grander thing of the MCU? And I think for me, I understand that criticism because I also have this opinion of like you're rebooting this show,
Yes.
but you're not rebooting it.
Right.
No. You're doing something new that hasn't really been kind of done in this space on this scale.
Yeah.
Of okay, we're going to
Like, is the budget bigger?
no, but I'm just it's the fact that they've already committed to 2 seasons. They've already committed to the 19 episodes or whatever, or 18
but I
episodes.
mean, like,
no, but
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, my point is that it's you fucking dick. Because that all kind of makes it all ties together. But back to what I said, that my biggest issue with Brave New World, but everything with this narratively, is the fact that like we just had to fucking hand wave shit. You just had to, and it's what everything that I love and hate about comics presented as a TV show.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like it literally is a book that had a really good run that got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever reason,
It wasn't making money.
it wasn't
Whatever.
making enough money. It was
Whatever.
fan
Sure.
favorite, but it just wasn't making the sales. Whatever.
Pick one.
Pick
right?
whatever reason.
Pick one.
And then but they're bringing this legendary.
publisher died.
They're bringing this legendary team back to restart their run, but it's almost like it's gonna retcon everything that happens.
Yes.
Because Daredevil shows up in other shit, aka miniseries and other things, and then this team comes back, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna continue that, and then somehow, because we're slaves to canon, somehow acknowledge, but also not, everything that happened from season 3 to this, and then explain how you fucking are going to justify redoing season 3 storyline.
Yeah, and what you're telling me is that for the last 9 years, okay, right?
This will be the 10th year because 2015 was when season 1 came out.
But after
Not
Foggy dies,
consecutively,
it's a year later. So 9 years after the events of season 3 is how long it takes Wilson Fisk to recover. Dex, aka Bullseye, was in prison, but he escapes at some point. What?
Time out. Don't forget, season 3, it was revealed that he had that stuff. Like he's indestructible, right? There's something with his spine, wasn't it? That there was.
Yeah, that was at the end of.
At the end of season 3. So we're continuing that.
It's referenced, yeah, because he survives.
Because if you forgot, you would just been like, "Oh my god, they killed him, and then you're like, and then he wakes up, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, yeah, he had the skeleton thing from season." Like then I remembered it, but I didn't in the moment, and they didn't have any sort of recap. If you just start this thing, that's
also, yeah,
time out. That's my biggest thing.
And doesn't Daredevil not kill?
That was what was supposed to be dramatic because he intentionally tried to kill him.
Right,
Like,
but by the end
he didn't know he was indestructible.
But by the
when
end
he threw
of
him.
episode 2, he's killed 2 cops, whether on purpose or not. Is that why he's yelling? Because he's mad?
Yeah.
Or is that why he's yelling
Because
because he's
Fisk
like,
was right.
finally, Daredevil's out?
No, he screams because Fisk was right.
He's screaming because Daredevil's out.
He couldn't
right?
overcome his nature.
Scared.
It's also the running theme.
Why are you mad at me? I feel like you really
because
like this and
I
I'm
really
tearing
like
it apart
this
for
and
you.
I'm fighting you right now, and this is gonna make for good podcast.
Listen.
No.
No.
You've been fucking rambling.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Cut you off at the pass.
At the pass, at the knees. Chicka-chaw.
What I was fucking trying to say, despite all of that, I enjoyed the shit out of this.
Me fucking too.
Because I think a lot of people will accept the hand-wavy nature of everything because I think the show kind of just says, all right, here's what we're going to do. We are going to say everything happened that happened from season 3 to this. And you're going to... What I'll give it credit for, it had to do something big to let me buy. He's gonna have to he's putting the horns back on again. Like he's gonna quit again, which was his whole thing in season 3. And Charlie Cox said it openly. He's like, okay, if we're gonna do something so bold to try and rekindle the thing, like go back to what we did in season 3, we're gonna have to do something big. And to their credit, they do, because the moment they make that choice, it clicks to me to make sense. Like, there's no fucking way I would do that again. If Foggy gets spoilers.
You should just know
You
if
should
you
know by
turn
now.
on our
You should know.
podcast. If you haven't seen what we're talking
In the
about,
first
don't
20
listen yet.
minutes of the first episode, I am
10,
like
first 10.
10, yeah, because that's a crazy scene. Oh my god, the beginning of this fucking show, dude. So I'm like you. I'm like everybody else that was a fan of this show. I'm just sitting there being like, oh man, I'm so fucking happy to be back in this world. I'm so excited to be back.
There was something wrong about this whole fucking first 5 minutes taking place in a bar, though. It was like, what is going on? There's something wrong. Something's wrong.
So all that
Something's gonna happen.
happening, and to see everybody back, and you're like, yeah, this is cool. We're like, first of all, I had a moment of, oh my god, we're here. Like, we're finally here.
Yes.
Of getting a
I
continuation.
finally get to
of it.
watch this that I've been waiting for a couple years.
You have to understand on my
Because
level, Tyler.
Born Again was announced 2 or 3 years ago,
But you also have to understand,
and we've
for
been
me,
waiting 10 years. Yeah,
as someone who watched this as it aired, and so I've been waiting
10
waiting
years.
for this for 7 years. I've been waiting since 2018 because that was when season 3 happened.
Oh.
So I've been waiting 7 fucking years for this. So when it comes back, I'm like, oh man, this is so great. And then that rug pull. First we get it lined up, and I love it. I love the slow tease of his reveal, like they did with Daredevils, where the only thing you see is a glove with the bullseye on it, and I'm like, okay. And then he just puts a mask, because they know we can't make this look like the comic book because it's just gonna look fucking ridiculous. But
Yeah, he had
I think
a pretty neat costume.
his costume looks as good as it's gonna look in this
Yeah,
world.
but does it feel like we're gonna see him again?
Oh, he's
It-
gonna for sure. Maybe
Yeah,
season
are you
2.
sure?
I think he's season 2.
Are you
bait.
sure?
He's sequel bait,
Maybe season 2?
Yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying.
not this season.
Not
I don't
this
think.
season.
I don't think.
or he pops up at the end to set him up for season 2.
You know what? Hey, you know what? Big guess. Big hot take guess. All those that one scene we've seen that they keep showing between him and Frank in the previews. Here, we put the hatchet down.
Yeah.
Big guess.
What is it?
That's
Hold on. It's a sweeping declaration.
rumor mill.
Sweeping declaration
Oh.
prediction.
Sweeping decoration.
You
Oh!
just said sweeping declaration.
Hadouken! Yeah.
Let me just
Sleeping. Hey.
shoot this prediction on your face.
It's a sleeping decoration.
Everything's coming. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm nothing but dick
Just
jokes.
all over.
There's 192 episodes. Fuck you.
That scene
I
between
ain't changing.
him and Frank. That cut
Yeah.
is the end of season 1.
No.
Betcha. I'll bet you anything.
No. Really?
I'll betcha. Yes.
No. Here's what I think.
That's my guess.
Here's what I think.
We don't see Frank till the very end of season 1.
Hey. Let me make a sweeping declaration
Hadouken!
prediction. Nah.
Wow.
I think Frank's a
That's
bigger.
our carnival barker.
I think Frank is a bigger thing, and I think he is going to show up at the midpoint of the season.
You're fucking high. I wish we had video because of his face was just like, that's a fair point, but also rude
Listen.
and mean.
Hey,
Spirited.
listen, buddy. Oh, pal. Because I've been hearing
He turned into a cartoon.
sweeping declaration prediction.
Hadouken!
I've also seen a meow.
Ooh.
rumor fly out of the mill.
Wow. Dude.
I've been really vibing with my sound effects tonight. I'm with my mouth, not even my board.
We're
with my mouth.
Dragon Ball Z. Super Saiyan.
What's in my mouth? Sound.
Sound and my teeth. And a burning
Shut
desire
the
to
fuck
live.
up. Now I can't remember because I want to do the bit. You jerk.
Okay.
So yeah, rumor mill. That there's gonna be like a, they had like the special presentation for like Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
That there was gonna be one for Punisher.
Ooh.
And so I'm like, that makes me
I thought
think.
we talked about that, didn't we?
I don't know. I think we had seen
You know what we
but
need
maybe
to
we
do?
hadn't talked
You know
about
what
it
we
on
need
the
to
show.
do is we need to have
Write it down.
a book from now on, and everything we talk about each episode, we write it down.
Well, it's because I keep changing the rundown. It's a living document.
No, I'm saying like after each episode. Like this is what we,
Fuck you. Not doing that. You could just look at the description of the episodes. I wish we were on video because you just think no.
Just the defeated, like, well, that's the end of that.
That's a fair point, sir.
I'm not going to argue anymore because that's ridiculous.
So any Hoosiers. Okay. Nobody's listening anymore.
Nobody's
so that makes-
listening anymore.
So that much makes me think he's more involved. But I could also see that. That'd be a really cool end of season one for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Frank Castle. But
because I mean, we saw a lot of the scenes. Obviously, we saw with him and Karen and Foggy were clearly like momentarily, but it was in the previews.
And
It was kind of
well,
played as like
they did
they're all back.
They did a good bait and switch because
Yeah.
he said a line was crossed and it was him carrying Elektra in the
Mhm.
trailer. And I was like, they're really gonna address that? And then I was like, oh, that makes more sense now. So anyway, that whole sequence was crazy. So we get that whole setup, and then Foggy gets shot. He goes down. Matt runs away, dresses up as Daredevil.
That was a crazy fight. Where
So
they're just fucking
they said
dragging each
they
other,
were like, okay, we have
dragging themselves through the fucking
Oh my
kitchen
God,
and shit.
Time out. Before we get there, I just want to say, like, what makes me laugh about this is it was an incredible sequence, just insane sequence, and they're like, all right, fine, we got to do a one take looking shot, one take gimmick. Let's do it on fucking steroids and do a whole entire sequence, like fight set piece built around going in this one take fashion and constantly following these two guys just fucking fight up onto a rooftop, which is so good because for fuck's sake we have been missing the
It was fucking
Tyler,
brutal. Brutal.
it is intimate when you're beating the shit out of someone, and they need to do that more in these movies. You know what I mean? I know it sounds sexual, and that's
Well,
that's what I was
no.
going with the bit.
Okay.
No, that's what I mean. That's what makes it work.
Yeah.
Is because how intimate it is of these two men genuinely are trying to kill each other. You know what I mean?
I understand. What I'm saying is to make it clear, neither one of us has ever beaten the shit out of anybody. Okay.
I mean, on screen.
Also-
you know what I mean.
Oh no, I'm just making it clear, but I'm willing to bet, as is Jake, and movies and shows like this do a good job of showing how something like that between the two guys, these two guys,
Two people fighting. Yeah,
they're mortal enemies, and they're
they want to kill each other.
right. And I mean there's an intimacy there.
You're taking someone's life.
But yeah, I just wanted to make it clear, like neither one of us has ever.
No,
We're not in a fight club or
No,
anything.
but I'm just saying, like,
Kind of made it sound like we are.
that is always that has been a criticism.
when I'm at my fight club and we're beating the shit out of each other.
That's been a running criticism of the medium and the MCU in general.
Mhm.
Has been a lot of the times their fight scenes are. There's some really good exceptions, but there's also like a lot of the times it's CGI stuff.
I know
and
gritty
over-the-top
and
visual
realistic is cliched and shit, but if you do it right, nothing is realistic. Okay, look.
There's a reason John Wick movies are so
Yes.
well loved. Like
Yes.
how ridiculously insane, over the top fun they are.
They skirt the line of realism to the point where feasibly, yes, some of those things might happen if the wind's blowing a certain way and also you have telekinesis, but whatever. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the whole
You know,
Nobody is that on target every
Yes.
fucking time while they're
and
running.
nobody can get that much shit beat out of them and not die.
Thank you. But it skirts with realism. Like the point in I can't remember. I think it's number 2 where he makes the gun out of other gun parts
Yeah.
in the museum.
Yeah.
The
no,
guys
it's the
are-
third one.
Is it third one? Yeah, and
He's
running.
being chased.
Yes,
and he
he's
makes
running.
the gun
yeah,
in the museum.
that
And he's
is-
throwing fucking hatchets and shit at him.
right. Okay, so that whole scene.
Amazing.
Nobody is on that on target. That would be a lot more brutal, right?
yeah.
In real life. Okay, but the scene where he makes the gun is real. Like you can do that. The
Yeah.
weapons master on set. That was kind of right.
Yeah.
That was why it's so cool.
Yeah.
But could you really do that? No, you'd probably blow your fucking hand off.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, right. But and again, what are the
Suspension of
chances?
disbelief.
What are the chances that any of those guys survive that hatchet fight? Pretty low, right? Pretty low.
This whole
But it's a
sequence,
movie.
there's no way Matt survives.
Exactly.
Or
exactly.
yeah, because
He's got 1,000 knives in him, but that's not the point.
oh.
That's not
So
the
how
point.
it's shot. So how it's shot
Yeah.
in that one take.
Yes.
As incredible sequence of him entering the fight, of him attacking Bullseye and blocking his shots.
Yeah.
And then then getting hit, but the adrenaline keeping Matt going, and maybe the fucking padding of his suit or whatever. But but you don't really notice it at all because it's shrouded in most
you
darkness.
but you
and
don't.
then when they start to go inside a residential building and fight their way up this building,
oh, that fucking whole thing.
then you see he's got like 4 fucking objects in him, because it is ridiculous like the books, and I love it so much, and that's why I'm forgiving everything that happens from this point on, because it feels so much like God. It feels good to see like the fact that he. Like Daredevil was pinging shit off the wall to hit him while he was doing it to him, because that's how they fucking fight in the
That's-
comics, because
which
he's
is
using
fucking
echolocation and he's using ricochets and I love it.
Right. But
Give it to me.
here's the thing. And again, I made a big stink about what are we doing, right? I'm still gonna watch this shit
You
because
forgive that. Wait,
Oh,
you forget it for that.
I'm
moment.
saying I forgive the other shit that I was bitching
Yeah, yeah.
about, because I still love this shit because I grew up with it and this is stuff that I like.
Ugh.
So I'm still gonna watch this, but it's very satisfying to see it done well. And even though you could, no lie, you take episode 2 and show it to somebody in 2015, they might think it's from whatever you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No lie, right? But you know it's new, obviously. It's all new shit. And it's cool that even though the first 2 episodes are kind of very hewing to that, the big storyline of Fisk being mayor of New York, which we should get into.
Yeah, we're gonna take. Remember, we're like, oh, we'll get other stuff done.
Yeah. But I think we're done talking about the. Well, we should touch on the Wilson Fisk stuff
So
because
we're
duh,
gonna talk about the big shit.
fucking duh.
We're gonna talk about the big shit.
It's Trump. Duh.
So-
it's fucking Trump. Duh. Duh. You fucking morons. It's
Supervillain.
fucking
I don't know
it's
how
Trump.
else you could say
No,
that.
no, it's Trump. It's a guy who does a lot of social media shit. And what?
I just want to say, if people want to come at us in any context,
Fucking go for it. Still, yeah.
yeah. First of all, I don't give a shit.
Right.
Secondly, when you say, oh, everything's Trump, you say everything's Trump because everything is Trump because he's a supervillain.
Mm-hmm.
Like
He's
so
like-
bad,
he's-
he is going to plunge
he's-
this country into darkness.
He's Lex Luthor. The only thing missing is a giant death ray. And trust me, if he could have one, he'd fucking
and I
have
would put
one.
it at all the liberals.
And I would make sure that you got one and you got one.
No, fuck
And I
that
don't-
voice. Fuck him. Fuck that voice. We're
Yeah,
doing
fuck
a
them.
better voice. Vanessa. All right. Anyway. Wilson Fisk, Vincent D'Onofrio. That sequence. First of all, what is his name? Is it Michael? I think.
What?
James Gandolfini's son is in this movie.
Michael Gandolfini.
Yeah, it is Michael. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was Michael or not.
He's so funny.
He's funny. I like
Well,
him.
he represents the fucking incel shitheads
No,
who are
yeah.
working at Doge right now. Those little
Yeah.
fuckheads who have never even fucking seen a woman naked, but yet they're in charge of all of our fucking social security numbers. Fucking why? Hello.
Hey,
Sorry.
man.
Okay.
Hey, man.
Did I go a little far?
So that's what's so interesting about this show is how
I didn't really. Did you
how-
notice I held back
Somebody-
from like really pounding the table? Like I could.
So somebody pointed out, like, how this show has always kind of had like this underlying relevancy and current. Like it is. This show is always kind of mirroring the Netflix show, and this have always kind
The
of
first season came out during
2015.
Bush's-
It was the end of Obama's era. It was like
The first season?
2015.
Really?
It was 2015, 2016, and then 2018. I think they had a
During
year off.
Trump's first term? Wow. Gross.
Yeah, it's been that long. But so even in the so I love the idea of like the context of it, because like this idea has been in the comics. Wilson Fisk being the mayor.
Yeah.
Fucking Norman Osborn was the mayor
president.
too, and
He was
whatever.
president.
No, he was.
Norman Osborn was president during Dark Reign, I believe.
No, he was just. He was. I'm pretty. Was he? I don't know.
He was president.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I thought he was just in charge.
What?
Like, I don't remember. It's been a long time. Been a long time.
Been a long time.
So
So
even in the comics, like that's such a silly premise, and then you fast forward to now and the current events and everything, and it is shocking to kind of have this show like laid bare what's happening in our real world, but it honestly makes the show more believable, which is sad, which is really sad, but it makes the show more believable. And
talk about stranger than fiction.
that being said,
Yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio just crushes this. And when the meeting in the diner, where this was also a
fucking
moment of like
great
great moment, but it's also like, okay, we have to bring everybody up to speed where we're at.
Well, first things first is
Thank you, I needed it.
it's not a super long scene. It's juicy, but it's not super long and
Very subtle.
Yeah, but it's not super long. And to be honest, they played about 3 of the really big moments in the preview. So we kind of saw half of that whole scene already. You know what I mean? So that was kind of like, wish you hadn't shown me so much of it in the preview, because leave a little meat for me. But there was plenty of meat to have. Oh boy, there was a big that rib was not cleaned off. There was still a good piece, because they're talking about don't come after, if you do anything like that, step out of line, I'll be there. If you or your friends use any of your activities, vigilantes, if you go back to your old ways, there will be consequences.
Well, but it is a good moment because
It's really fun to do.
You see, I told you.
It's so fun.
That's a really good sequence because it kind of plays into Matt's character and him saying, like, I was raised to believe in grace, and I'm going to give you a chance. But he's also kind of saying, like, I'm going to say this to be like, I'm also raised to do, with vengeance. So it's like, I still don't fucking believe you, and when we're going to collide at some point, and it's going to happen. But did you notice he kept moving his hand in a weird way? Like, Kingpin was, like, tapping the table, and then, like, moving his hand closer to Matt, and then, like, closer to his cut. Like, he kept kind of doing a weird fidgety thing.
I think,
and it's a character thing.
I think because he's bigger than Matt, and the booth was not that big.
He kept fidgeting. It was just character is part of his character.
Yeah, it was threatening to a point, a little bit.
And because he's tapping and like moving to let Matt know, like he watch.
Maybe
go back and watch that scene.
I watched it.
Fucker, listen. Don't get so defensive.
Well, I watched the same thing, buddy. What?
I'm saying throughout the scene, he's inching closer to him. If you watch,
closer.
It's a very sexual show.
Wow,
male sexual show. Yeah, man meat. Other big things in that. So that I will say there were some weird things in that opening scene too. Like there's some weirdly edited shots. I think there are some weird things in this first episode, but I think by episode 2, I think it'll show, like you talked about, it really hits its stride, and it feels like that Netflix show. Well, and feels like that the show has felt before.
Season 1 feels like, okay, this is a quick little recap, and 1 year later,
episode 1, yeah.
Where were we? Where are we now?
And how we're gonna set up the rest of the season.
And here's an episode about Fisk becoming mayor. You don't know how long this takes. Let's say let's say it's about a 3-month span in this one episode.
Sure.
Because they jump.
They just
clearly.
do a couple jumps. Yeah.
They do. Because at one point it's New Year's
He's
Eve.
like, I'm running, and then he wins.
And then it's New Year's Eve, and they're booing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So clearly, by the end of by the end of episode 2, I want to say he's been mayor for what, 2 or 3 months at this point, maybe.
Something like that.
Because it's not that cold out, from what they're wearing.
I don't know. So yeah, just some highlights of his stuff, like when they're stuck in the car and there's a traffic jam because there's a pothole. He's like, he gets out. So she keeps camp after they win. She's the one that keeps being like, you need to be seen in public with your wife because of optics. Whole episode 2 is called Optics.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about that. So he's like, well, I'll give you optics. And like, he didn't even say that. He just leaves, gets out of the car, and goes, you've got the equipment, you've got the manpower, fix this hole. Sorry, I got a little Vince McMahon there at the end.
My fellow Americans.
It's a little,
I will
it's a
fix
little
this hole.
Nixon or like
I will get us out of Vietnam.
over-exaggerated Vince McMahon.
But I can't tell you what it is unless I get reelected.
Vanessa, Phil. I was going to say fill this hole.
Vanessa.
I'm ironing my pants.
Wow.
I'm just trying to say the most mundane line. He fixes the pothole. He's like, well, you will look. And then he knows people are going to take their phones out. Fisk, being a smart guy, he says, here's my optics, being like, look, I'll fix this pothole right now. They're like, what we need is a red tape. Consider the red tape done. I'm sorry. I can't. You got to stop me, or I'm going to do it every time. And then
the point is that
he's giving off this look of like, look, I'm doing this for you, and that's been his whole thing. That's what made him win. Is like, you know, he doesn't take any shit, and
look,
know.
Assholes.
They're all crime lords,
abundant in the world, and unfortunately, they vote. And so you're always going to have a large portion of the population just salivating to follow fucking shitheads like Trump and the Kingpin and Musk. Or Bezos, or Gates, or whoever asshole is the demagogue of the day. It's not far-fetched at all that Kingpin is mayor of New York at all. It's just, again, like I said, like if we are truly in the MCU, then why didn't maybe we have a reference in Brave New World, even passing like a TV on somewhere? Why not? Why can't we? If we're all interconnected and Feige, you have overview over everything, why couldn't you say to Guy who directed Brave New World, hey, I'm going to need you to have a newspaper stand.
It says Wilson
Fisk wins mayor,
so we
New
kind of
York
have an
City,
idea where these two things
that
are.
these things are happening at the same time, and also that they're in the same universe. I mean, seriously, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't Kingpin reference? Why didn't Kingpin reference giant aliens growing out of the planet?
But that's
you know what I'm
saying,
saying, right?
But
let's connect more.
But that's why I'm saying he referenced. Hey, fucker! I think it's not just fan service. That's my new thing to get you to pay attention. Hey, fucker!
Oh,
it's not just fan service.
Totally works. Did you notice it?
It's not just fan service when he references Spider-Man.
Are you sure?
It's intentional.
Whatever.
Because they made a big deal at the end of No Way Home that they're going to strip him down and make him like traditional Peter Parker.
Yeah.
People don't know his identity.
Okay, yeah, but what are you saying? That you think Tom
Not
Holland?
in this show.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying don't be surprised if Daredevil shows up in the next Spider-Man movie.
Is there a next Spider-Man movie?
Apparently there's supposed to be one
I've heard
July
there's at least
26, I think.
Next year?
Or 27, I could be.
What are they doing?
I don't fucking know.
What are they doing over there?
Dylan.
Dylan.
Well, that's a Sony movie, though.
What?
And then that gets
What?
murky.
Oh, well, yeah.
Matt Murdock was in the Sony movie, but can Daredevil be in a Sony movie? And then how does it work with Dude.
So fucking stupid.
Context to this. What if? Hear me out. The Spider-Man, I don't think this fucking Spider-Man references are, I mean, maybe the long game is he shows up in No Way Home, Spider-Man gets referenced in this to possibly set up a Daredevil Spider-Man team-up movie or something like that. See, your eyes perked up. Wouldn't that be fun? Low-level, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and
I just
Daredevil?
had a little gas. What?
Daredevil and Spider-Man teaming up like they do in the comic books. Wouldn't that be kind of fun to see? It'd be kind of hard. How are you gonna blend those two styles? But
here's the other thing.
You figure it out.
Here's the other
you
thing.
Figure it out. They do in the books.
Here's the other thing. We still do not see a lot of crossover between the movies and the TV shows.
What are you talking about? Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Are we gonna have?
Yeah, but you could still. I guess you could still see Captain America without seeing Falcon and Winter Soldier, and you would. Be fine.
Would you be okay if Spider-Man showed up in Daredevil? I'd be like, huh?
It wouldn't work in this show, but maybe that's the plan. I think maybe that's what we're trying to do. You talk about what are we doing?
You think you're gonna be okay with Daredevil being in a fucking major motion picture?
I think. Hear me out. I think season 1 is gonna be the closure and end of the Netflix story.
Oh.
We're going to wrap that all up.
Uh-huh.
Fisk is going away again, or he's going to die. They might even kill him at the end of season 2. Or at the end of season 1, I mean. Wait, no, he's for both seasons, isn't he? Shit.
I don't fucking know.
So,
what do you want from me?
My point is, by the end of season 2, you are going to be able to believe, narratively, that Daredevil is going to fit into the MCU, just like you fucking took a mental leap and said, guess what? This isn't the same Wolverine, but Hugh Jackman Wolverine's in the MCU now, and you accepted it because it's cool as shit and you're fine with it. You're going to accept Charlie Cox's fucking Daredevil in an Avengers movie.
I'm saying like...
I'm just saying.
Fuck you.
You just got lawyered.
You just
I don't even practice law.
You just
and I practice.
you just got arbitrated.
I don't know, man. I'm all hopped up on adrenaline. We've spent an hour talking. I think maybe 40 minutes has been about Daredevil.
Yeah,
we haven't really covered all of it.
Maybe we should wait that for that one next.
Deborah Ann Wall.
Clearly
glad to see her back.
Yeah, but clearly
she's great.
Is not going to be a part of the show, really.
I think she is.
Oh, do you? I don't know why. It's so
I can't remember. Is it 17 episodes or 18 episodes? Because they originally said 18. I thought there was like 9 and 1 and 8 and 1.
9 and 8, yeah.
Yeah. So I think this season's 9, right?
Well, if you remember, and
I can't imagine she comes up later.
I think season 1 was 13 episodes, or season 3 was 13 episodes. I think.
Oh, and the dude that plays Foggy is in both seasons, so obviously there's going to be flashbacks or something.
Or he's a zombie that Scarlet Witch brings back from the dead. Or Doctor Strange. Hey, listen, you better bring me some Benedict fucking Cumberbatch in my motherfucking Daredevil TV show, because he's in New York and he's a street level motherfucker.
He knows Spider-Man.
You better bring me Daredevil.
Why are you having sorcerers? Why are there wizards in our streets?
Daredevil and Doctor Strange have worked together.
Wait a minute.
You better bring me some Cloak and Dagger shit, all right?
Wait a minute.
Bring me Cloak and Dagger. What? Bring me Power Pack. What?
You talk about...
What?
Another thing to bring up.
Make that a fucking sounder. What?
Fuck, you are so right. I wish there was some explanation of where this was releasing so soon after Captain America. Because... God damn it,
I'm
man.
guessing it's around the same time.
If you guys would just take 5 seconds to fucking think this shit through a little bit more, Feige, because you could have set this show up, because it perfectly would make sense why the public would be behind a no masks New York now, because the incredible
how is there no reference?
A Red Hulk, the president of the United States turned into a Hulk. You wouldn't think that wouldn't give more ammunition to Kingpin?
Here's
time out, Tyler. Real quick, I want to wrap this thought up before anybody fucking gets on the goddamn keyboard. I understand this shit is shot and done, and there's reshoots and all this other stuff, but you couldn't have, like you said, a fucking TV screen of the fight from that movie. I understand maybe you don't want to spoil the movie, or just have Red Hulk there.
Yeah, you've seen him in the fucking previews, in the teaser trailer. It was known almost as soon as Harrison Ford was
Bucky's
cast.
in Congress, running to be in Congress. You got Fisk being the fucking mayor of New York. What's up with these election years? Has the blip reset the election cycles?
Hang on a second. let's assume Brave New World took place recently
Shit.
in the MCU, right?
Yeah.
Currently. Let's assume something.
Don't do that because that makes an ass out of you and me. Man.
It makes an ass out of Uma Thurman.
Wow.
Thanks, man.
Take that back. Uma Thurman's a treasure.
That's why you don't assume, because Uma Thurman is a fucking treasure. I think you said tragedy. Okay. Tragedy.
She's not dead. She's alive.
I know. Shut up.
Wait.
Let's back this up. You want to back that thing up? Let's back
when you back that thing
up. Why don't you go to hell? So, but no. Let's assume that Brave New World is kind of current-ish, and Thunderbolts is maybe before Brave New World because. Or no, is he running
he's
for?
In a suit in the trailer,
is he
right?
running for Congress in Thunderbolt? Okay, so let's assume those two are fairly current. Shut up.
She says in that movie,
Great.
future Congressman.
Great.
He hasn't
So,
won yet.
Current,
So
right?
Thunderbolts is after Brave New
Thunderbolts,
World,
Brave
is
New
what I
World.
think.
Let's assume that Daredevil Born Again is
Is it-
taking place a couple years ago,
Before
or a year ago.
like maybe.
What do you want from me, man?
No, because it's fine.
Feige fucked it up. It's not my fucking fault.
Hey.
Kevin, call us. Kevin, we have all sorts of solutions for your fucking problems because you have got a bunch of them, bro. What?
Nobody ever mentions if anybody they knew or loved got fucking blipped. They don't talk about that at all. Where is this? Are we saying that Born Again happens before the blip? Because there's no other references. There's Spider-Man. And that was post-blip. So we know Matt survived, but did Fisk? Did Echo?
They because listen, they reference Echo shooting him in the face.
Yes.
So it's got to be current, right? Unless Echo.
Because, yeah, that was post-blip.
Was
it? I don't fucking...
Fuck you, Kevin. Fuck you.
I'm sorry to scream.
No, I love you, Kevin. Because I
Especially
want a
you're like,
job.
hey, stop saying...
I want a job.
But
you know
you
what
need
my,
a lore master, Kevin.
You know what my job would be? To tell you to fuck off, man.
No, don't do that.
No, but you know what I mean? To be like, hey, you need to...
This is what happens. Sorry, this is what happens when you are slaves to your cannon and you just shoot a fucking buckshot.
And you have a movie that's got the joke in it about the cannon.
And you're like,
event.
hey, we've got a new streaming service.
Canonicity.
Late stage capitalism. We got a streaming service. We got to pump the numbers, Tyler. So what do? We make so much content because you want to just watch it, and we have to get your attention. That's how we're gonna get the money, right? Well, let's put all this MCU stuff. Is it consequential? It could be. You probably should watch it. And then you watch it, and you're like, was it consequential?
You better.
And then you watch Captain America, the essential sequel to said show, and you're like, no, I probably didn't need to watch that.
So question.
Stupid.
Say you and I become like a lot of the mainstream public and just go to maybe the movies. Don't even watch anything on TV anymore at all. Do you think at some point you'd have to go back or we'd have to go back and watch a TV show?
No.
So
As
again,
good as
so
one.
I must ask again about Daredevil Born Again. I must ask again. What the fuck are we doing?
I'm telling you.
What are we doing?
I'm telling you.
Spending money to spend money because we have too much of it? What the fuck are we fucking doing? What are we doing?
Or
What?
Seal?
What?
That's the sound of somebody just fucking crashing their car.
Cracking a fucking
What the hell?
cracking a fucking skateboard upside your head. Just
Either that, or somebody is really turned on by fish noises.
wow. Just here's a big old wiener upside your head.
What?
Oh,
What?
I thought you were. I don't know.
No, please, try to explain that.
I thought that's what I thought you said somebody was turned on by. I don't know who. Like
Fish noises.
Like we were doing this out in the park.
What?
And just some dude was just like, "Hey."
Or better yet, if you're walking, listening to the show, please do so now. Wow. Who fucking cares? Nobody listens to this.
Nobody listens to you.
So,
What time is it?
well, I think there. Like you and I said, despite all that, I enjoyed so much of this. So much of this. I love that opening sequence. I love seeing Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox in these roles. Like you said, it's like it's just second nature to them being these characters.
You got BB Urich, who's the niece of Ben Urich, which is
that reveal was crazy. I like that a lot. That was huge.
Well, they had the BB Urich. They kept showing her little
I didn't
snippets
see
throughout the. Oh,
I didn't
the
catch
bug?
the Urich part. I saw BB report and all that.
Oh, I thought that's. I don't know. Maybe it was the subtitles, but it said.
Oh,
I just knew from
at some
the
point
moment.
her title does say Urich on it. I'm pretty sure it's like at BB Urich or something as like her social media. But that was really cool. Well, no, I mean like in a sense of like, it was a really cool moment because of how well of an actor Vincent D'Onofrio is, and that moment of like he has to put up a facade of like,
yes, because he.
Oh
killed
my God, I killed her father,
her
but
uncle.
she doesn't
Uncle.
or uncle, whatever. Sorry, she doesn't understand that.
No.
But I can't show
and
that.
It almost seems like she wants to work for him, which is shitty because.
Or
maybe
she's
the
playing. I think
is-
she's playing him.
Yeah,
I think she knows that
possibly.
he killed her uncle, and somehow she.
I would
knows
like
and-
that because I would not like her character to turn
That
out
would
to be
suck.
a bad guy.
Or she has a turn, and Matt turns her.
Heel turn,
A face turn.
face turn.
Heel turn. Speaking of heel turns, did you see what happened over the weekend? As we wrap up today's
Yeah, we
show?
talked. I do the morning show.
John
on
Cena.
a station, and of course we talked about it on Monday,
John
and how much
Cena-
it disgusted us, and how much it looked like he wanted to puke.
Looked
when the Rock did this
The throat
stupid
slit.
fuck, and he looked like he was gonna puke because he knew he had to do what he had
He
to
looked
do.
down into the camera pretty much. He didn't say this, but I felt like he said this in his heart of hearts. He said, "Fuck them kids." Instead of Make-A-Wish Foundation, it's the Break-A-Wish Foundation. It sucks that we got to live through this now. John Cena's last run in the WWE and wrestling in general as he goes off to Hollywood.
Yeah, because the Rock is totally out of the WWE ever since he's been.
He's a board member of fucking TKO.
Give me a fucking break. I got to be honest. Anytime those wrestlers are like, I'm done with the WWE, and now it's time for this. You know what? No, it isn't.
Because you're going to come back.
Yes. Why wouldn't you?
You always
It's
go back.
Tons of fucking money. Hey, here's a Brinks truck. Do you
Just
would
to
you?
show up.
All right, I'm done. You good for the week?
No, I'm not. I want to talk about something real quick.
I don't really care.
It's going to be brief. Very brief. It's not a long box. It's a fuck you, Warner Brothers.
Okay.
No.
No, I'm here.
I'll be quick.
I love you.
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, you fucks.
Yeah. Warner Brothers, you fucks.
Baron.
Better watch your tone. When you're talking to me.
Anyway.
Yeah. Warner Brothers, fuck you. Okay? Specifically. Because you made a joke about like Kevin, hire us, man. We'll help you out.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, sell everything you own. Burn down your building. Fire it. Well,
Including the fucking water tower.
give everybody a good pay. Burn down everything. And I'm referring to some. This is video game related, but it's quick. Warner Brothers Games canceled the Wonder Woman game that was going to be coming out that nobody really knew about. Seemed really interesting, really cool. It was from the team that did the Middle Earth games. People were excited. That gets canceled. And 3 other studios got canceled by Warner Brothers Games. So that whole division is in shambles. It was already on life support. Might as well be dead. And then I wanted to read just a quick statement so I could drive home this point as we end the show. Quote, this is somebody from Warner Brothers. After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our developmental studios, Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Brothers Games San Diego. This is a strategic change of direction and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them. End quote. Fuck you, Warner Brothers. Seriously. You have so many great, amazing characters and stories that could be told and done through this medium, and you continue to fuck it up horribly. You know what? Look at all the money you've just threw out the window with fucking Batgirl and Wile E. Coyote and all this shit. And guess what else? Your game division has been plummeting for years. Meanwhile, Marvel decided, why build up our own thing? Let's go to these other companies, these other video game developers, and have them make our shit. And now look at Marvel Rivals. It dominates the zeitgeist in gaming. Like, that is the game right fucking now. You could add DC Rivals at this point, but because you guys decided to make decisions by a fucking board every goddamn time, they even took the Nemesis system, a groundbreaking system in video games, where if you get killed by a character, it remembers you. The AI remembers you. That character gets stronger, and it grows and levels with you. It's a really cool system. They fucking patented it until 2026. Or 27, I think. Point is, I can't say this enough, and I pray for your downfall, Warner Brothers. I fucking pray every day that David Zaslav never, ever sees entertainment ever again. And I pray that Warner Brothers falls like the great empire.
You made me stick around an extra 5 minutes for that shit. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.